Hull City's lineup looks like this today. Nathan Baxter remains in goal, hoping to get back-to-back clean sheets. There's no Callum Elder after the international break, which is surprising because his fellow countryman McCree is playing for Birmingham. So a little bit of mystery. Maybe he picked up a knock. He didn't play for the Aussies during the international break. Maybe he's just arrived back later than expected. Louis Coyle, his other full-back partner, obviously had surgery during the international break. You would expect Josh Emmanuel to come in today, but I'll go through that in a moment as a club statement has been put out regarding his medical situation. So it's a back three for the Tigers today. Sean McLaughlin gets the opportunity to come in alongside Jacob Greaves and Dishon Bernard. A midfield five of Smallwood, Honeyman and Doherty as the central midfield three. We expect Longman on the left and Keane Lewis-Potter on the right to start with, McGuinness and Wilkes up top. The bench for the Tigers is Matt Ingram, Andy Cannon, George Moncur, Randell Williams, both Smiths, Matt and Tyler, and then Jevon Mills, youngster, gets an opportunity potentially from the bench. Hull City looking to get on the attack from a throw-in. It's with Doherty. And as he tried to shift the ball across to his left-hand side, the ball just broke loose. Greaves, though, pushing forward nicely. And he slots the ball through here for Ryan Longman down the left-hand side, edge of the box. He's going to tee it back for Doherty to cross in, looking for the head of Malik Wilkes, who gets there. Sarkic makes the save, diving down to his left-hand side. Good omens then for Hull City with their first attack. But just wide of the target it would have been. But Sarkic in fluorescent yellow keeps the ball in play, and it remains 0-0 in the very early stages. A minute and a half gone. And Birmingham, though, just sweep the ball out of play for a throw-in. So a good lively game so far, 12 minutes gone. Hull City looking to register their first back-to-back victories of the season as Keane Lewis-Potter gets motoring from the throw-in. Almost 6 players in blue around him as he distributes the ball across to Doherty. It's with Longman on the left, edge of the penalty area. He will deliver with good curve, looking for KLP, who headers over the top. I don't think Lee Bowyer, the manager, will be very happy at the fact that Keane Lewis-Potter found himself in a little pocket of space between two towering centre-halves of Birmingham. Still able to get himself into a good position to head the ball down, but instead it cannoned off the top of his head and behind it went. Over on the far side, Harley Dean, he's the next centre-half to try and travel forward. There plenty of gumption and courage from the players to get the ball down and move with it at their own 2 feet rather than building the play slowly. Greaves over down to Longman. Hull City into the final third. Couple of ball rolls from Longman into the penalty area with ease. And will he keep it at the byline? He will. He plays it across towards Honeyman. The ball has gone over the line and it will count for Hull City. George Honeyman wheels away. Now Birmingham look perplexed. They thought it had gone out of play on the byline. Ryan Longman, with the view of the referee and the linesman, has kept it in play, and Hull City can celebrate with George Honeyman alert in the 6-yard box. He tucks it in and Hull City go 1-0 up. Looking down at the bench of Birmingham City, Lee Bowyer is absolutely furious. Really controversial moment from Birmingham's perspective, and I can hear the fans to my left-hand side boo and complain. But that, I think, is a big error from the officials to not spot that ball going out of play, because Birmingham actually switched off. But Ryan Longman getting the assist for George Honeyman to pounce, as Bernard will now carry the ball up towards the halfway line. And Bernard goes across towards Keane Lewis-Potter on that right-hand side. He plays the ball infield towards Wilkes, who drops away from Josh McGuinness. Doherty now to Greaves in the centre, 25 yards out. He pushes right forward, gets the ball in with real curve and real purchase. And Malik Wilkes inside the 6-yard box tried to get there. Birmingham gallantly turning the ball behind, but Hull City have their tails up here. They've drawn first blood and now they're looking for a second bite. Turn away from Keane Lewis-Potter. The ball is sent towards the penalty area, but Bernard heads it down very nicely, and all the space on that right-hand side is there for Bernard to use, and he's taken the ball over the halfway line. Doherty's going to go around him, but still Bernard comes forward, has a go from very far out, 25-yarder. Simple stop in the end for Sarkic. I have to say, Hull City are the ones in this first half who do look the better. Birmingham give the ball away in the midfield. Honeyman, he's lost it to Deeney right in the middle, and he's slotted it through here for Scott Hogan, but Baxter stands his ground and dived at the very last minute. The attack still going for Birmingham as the ball is into the box for Gardner to try and diving head at, and it goes wide of the target. That's such a big stop by Baxter. Honeyman lost the ball in the midfield. Troy Deeney played it through for Scott Hogan to run onto in behind, but a very smart stop from Baxter, who stood as long as he possibly could and then made the save. And decent feet again down the right hand side. It's now with Gary Gardner, delivers into the box, a free header for Jacob Greaves away. McGuinness tries to help it on a little bit, but Birmingham recover the ball in the middle of the Tigers half. Ryan Woods tries to play it into the middle, and he can only find George Honeyman as McGuinness will struggle but get the ball safely into the passage of Ryan Longman. Greg Doherty then goes charging forwards. He is then tripped by Gary Gardner, and now Gary Gardner is in big trouble. He's in huge trouble. He's sent off. Josh McGuinness gets a booking as well. He is the architect in the dismissal. Gary Gardner tripped Greg Doherty, and then in retaliation McGuinness went up to him, squared him up in the eyes, and then Gary Gardner thrust his head into the nose and forehead of Josh McGuinness. And Gardner, who 5 years ago scored a thunderbolt against the Tigers for Nottingham Forest, has a rush of blood and is sent to get the Bath run for himself 45 minutes earlier than he would have liked. He gets the ball inside the D of his own penalty area, plays it out towards Bernard. Bernard will just tee it back to him. The two loanees from big names in the Premier League combined together. Bernard gets it to Honeyman on the right hand side. He waves Wilkes on as the ball finds Keane Lewis Potter on the right hand side. Three players emerging into the penalty area. Keane Lewis Potter does a little shake and a step, and Keane Lewis Potter will chip it up to the back post into the net. Malik Wilkes scored in the 2-0 victory against Middlesbrough, and now puts Hull City 2-0 up against Birmingham. Is that the moment where Malik Wilkes' season really begins? The two players who normally play out wide in different positions today. Delicate chip, free header, and Hull City have freedom on the scoreboard. He'll have confidence coursing through his veins now. And the first 11 minutes of this second half, Hull City have pressed the issue of going to get that second. That's a delightful chip by Keane Lewis Potter to the back stick. And Malik Wilkes gets his second goal of the season. A clasp of the hands with Grant McCann as he gets some instructions on the touchline. But at the moment Birmingham are second best because they trail by 2-0. Hull City with Wilkes just beyond the centre circle on Birmingham's side of the pitch, and he sends it wide towards Jacob Greaves. He'll play it down the line to Longman. Longman with a couple of ball rolls, trying to get at the back three of Birmingham with pace. He plays it into the box along the ground, and McGuinness got a connection. He got a toe to the ball, but it would have been a very audacious way of being able to find a third, because he had to work out the angles, which were very obtuse. It's Honeyman's delivery this time. It looks a good one, but Roberts is underneath it to head away as far as Doherty. He sends the ball immediately out to Honeyman through the air. He just lays it off to Keane Lewis Potter, 25 yards out. Has a go, pushed away by Sarkic, and it found the avenue of space when there was still plenty around the penalty area. Doherty battles and scraps away with Ryan Woods on the near touch line, but loses out and gives the throw-in away. He will have needed something of his opposition's attributes from the international break. He was playing for Angola in the international break against Mo Salah's Egypt, who knows how to find the net from range, but that one was pretty tame into the hands of Baxter. Honeyman plays it now to Wilkes as Hull City mastermind another move. Honeyman in towards McGuinness, tries to flick it through from 3 yards tops, but it wasn't 3-0 for Hull City. And McGuinness, who's had 2 great opportunities inside the 6-yard box, has squandered the pair of them. So we are back underway. Wilkes gets the ball into Tyler Smith for his first touches on that left-hand side. He's played it through nicely to Malik Wilkes to take the shot on, and that's pushed behind by Sarkic. Smart stop. .72.5 minutes gone, and another corner for the Tigers. Hull City have found a way to try and get the back three of Birmingham shifting. It's with Williams now on the right-hand side. He's going to take the shot on, and it's almost ended up in the back of the net. Didn't curve enough from 18 yards, but it somehow feathered its way in between a twining blend of opposition and Hull City players before dropping out of play. Malik Wilkes on the edge of the box on the right-hand side. Loses out to Mark Roberts, who's probably been, despite Birmingham conceding twice, one of their best players. He's shown good leadership quality with the armband on his sleeve. It's a 125th league game today. Here come the Tigers still. Keane Lewis-Potter stands up a nice cross for Malik Wilkes. In the end, he went for the header, and I thought he was going to steer it goalwards. In the end, he's actually skewed it away from the target. But now for Hull City, it's just about slowing the game down and just seeing out the remainder.